So this is a beginning easy version of Carol of the Bells, and if you don't know how to read the notes, that's okay, because you can follow by rote. This is fairly easy just to copy, and then hopefully you'll learn some of the notes as you go over this. So the first four measures, we're going to start on measure 1, and if you'll see that we have an 8 VA, and that just means you play the notes an octave higher. So, you know, it starts here in this middle C position in the right hand, left hand down here, and you just take it up an octave. So, and then we're just going to hold it for 3 counts. Well, let's just play the right hand first. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And at the end of measure 4, you'll see some repeat dots. And that just means you'll go back and play to the previous repeat dots. So you'll play measures 1 through 4 again, and those become measures 4 through 8. So, and then let me just play the left hand this time, starting on measure 1. We're going to play an octave higher. So it's just C and G. It's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you can put your thumb up to B flat, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's try that hands together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, going on to measure 5. We're still in that 8 keys higher than written. That 8 VA means an octave higher. So instead of playing this E flat, we're going to come up here and play this E flat. And it's just, so it's just E flat, D, E flat, C. And we're going to count that 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Or you could say slow, play fast, slow, slow, play fast, slow. So I would just practice that for a second if you want to pause the video. Okay, and then we're going to go to measure 10 now. And this, actually measure 9. In measure 9, it says we have another E flat. It's the same thing, but it says loco above measure 9. And that just means play in the original position. We're not playing an octave higher now. So it's the same notes, just an octave lower. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we come to measure 13 through, looks like 20. We're doing the exact same thing. It's just so in measure 13, let's go to the left hand, and we have our thumb is going to be on middle C, and we have a little bird beak above that. That's like a little accent mark, so we'll just give that a little more emphasis. Not a lot, but just a little bit, kind of a little punchy sound. So we'll start on C there on our left hand, and we're just going to hold that one for 2 counts. It's our half note. 1, 2, and then we have that little squiggly symbol, and that is a quarter rest. We'll rest for 1 count. So let's start on measure 13. So 1, 2, rest, and then we go to B flat, 1, 2, rest, A flat, 1, 2, rest, G, 2, rest. And then measures 17 through 24 is the exact same thing that we did on measure 13 through 16. So we just repeat that pattern. Let's start on measure 17. C, 2, and I'll just say lift on the rest. B flat 2, lift, A flat 2, lift, G 2, lift, C 2, lift, B flat 2, lift, A flat 2, lift, G 2, lift. Okay, so let's practice that together, starting on measure 13. And if you can't get it hands together right away in the beginning, just go really slow, and that can be really helpful. So it's just going to be 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to do that one more time. So we hold the left hand down for 2 counts, and then on beat 3, the left hand lifts. And that might take a little bit of hand independence, just a little going slow right now. So let's start on measure 13. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Measure 17, it's the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then in measure 21, the right hand changes a little bit. You don't have to move your hand though. You've just got your pinky on G right here. So it's just G, F, G, E flat. And that's going to be what the notes are for measures 21 through 24 in the right hand. So it's that same rhythm. Slow, play fast, slow. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's do our left hand there. Well, we've already done that. It's the same thing. Let's put it together. So starting on measure 21, we're going to do C and G at the same time. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then measure 25 is just C, 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 B flat, A flat. Measure 26, G, 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 A flat, G. Okay, and let's do that in rhythm now. It's 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and measure 27, we come up to F. So with our ring finger, right ring finger, be F, 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 G, F, C, 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 C. Let's count 27 and 28. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Then measure 29, it's just G, A, B, C, D, E flat, F, G, F, E flat. Okay, let's just count that now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3. Now right there I have left hand optional on measure 30. You can take your left hand and move it down on beat 2. This might be kind of hard, and if this is too overwhelming, I would just leave it out. So you can just go down to bass C and G. Well, low C. Yeah, it's bass C and G. Okay, so let's go to measure 31. It's the same thing except for we're going an octave higher. So it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. I'm going to do measures 29 through 32 all together. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 then at the end of measure 32 you have the repeat signs, and that means you go back and you find the dots and you repeat between the dots. So the dots are back on measure 5. So you would go back and play that whole thing again. But right now, to save time, we're just going to pretend like we played that, and we're going to go to measure 33. So, and it says at the top of above measure 33 that you play measures 33 through 37 with both hands. The 15 MA means 2 octaves higher. So instead of playing it right here, this is the position that we would be in on measure 32, we will jump up to this. Okay, this is like kind of like our grand finale ending. So it might be a little tricky. It will just take some practice moving your hands, but they're the exact same notes. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and then on measure 34 we have two notes at the same time. We have D and G. Okay, and then measure 35 it's the same 3. 1, 2, 3. And the little symbol above there is our fermata. We'll hold it a little bit longer. So I would hold it like however long you want to hold it. Maybe like just one extra beat. Okay, so let's add, the left hand is just C, 2, 3, B, 2, 3. Remember, we're playing both hands 2 octaves higher than written. Okay, let's start on measure 33 and do that all together, slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're still going to stay up here because we're still in those 2 octaves higher. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Measure 38, we're only going to be playing 1 octave higher. So we're right here. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Measure 40, just loco, right in the original position. And measure 42, we have a G, F, G, measure 43, C. Okay, and then on measure 42, we have the fermatas above the notes. So that means just hold it a tiny bit longer, however long you want to interpret that. And so I'm going to play that. Okay, and the left hand on measure 43 is just a C minor chord broken. We hold each note. So it's okay, so like that. So let's do measures 42 and 43 all together. And just hold that out and however long you want to do that. Okay, so that covers the first part of the video. I'll have another section where I'm going to go through the dynamics now if you want to go over those, where we're playing our louds and softs, and that gives it more color and variety. So it's not all just the same. So if you want to stick around for the next part of the video, feel free. If not, enjoy just learning the first part. Okay, and then in my membership, I will have some more practice tips on how to play this that can break it down even more for you if you would like to check that out. That would be great.